Hi everyone, it's me Darlene, trying to get back to some sort of normal. I have been, really trying to keep something normal throughout this whole process of the death of my mother. And, I'm doing, I think, a pretty good job. I will tell you, I am not going to be talking about my mother and the emotional stuff on this channel. Obviously, I will be bringing it up because it has changed my life in a big way, and I am more free now to do things. So, there'll obviously be mentions, but anything deeper than that, I will be doing when I'm ready on my Growing Up Crazy channel. So you need to go subscribe to that if you want to get, notices or whatever, notifications as to when I upload there. And I do want to keep that channel going just because of all the experiences that I have been through might be able to help others who have a narcissist in their lives. And it's not going to be just about that. I have other things, that I want to talk about there. So go subscribe to that. And here we're going to just do my normal stuff. Right now it is still morning, and I was able to sleep in off and on until 10 a.m. I would wake up. It's the first night that I slept in my apartment since my mother died. She died on a Saturday, so I slept at Derek's Saturday night and Sunday night, and then I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go and sleep at the apartment. I just didn't want to right away. I felt like, too many memories and stuff like that. So I did good last night, my first night here alone, and I'd like to say it was peaceful, but it's not peaceful, and that's like kind of on purpose. I leave the TV on, I always have, all night. And I have my iPad that I usually fall asleep to, and I also have the world's noisiest neighbor above me who constantly makes noise very late into the wee hours. No, probably around midnight it stops, but then it starts again, sometimes as early as 5 a.m. Lots of banging, and I have my bed in my little dining area with a light fixture above me. All of that shakes. I will be showing you that at some point. But I like it because I feel like I'm not alone. So, everything is about as good as it can get for now. I'm assuming things will even get better. I'm hoping. So today, I thought I'd like to record. It was hard for me to get back into it because I don't know how to explain to people why somebody can die and I'm just, back to normal. I think some people think that's disrespectful or what. I'm so tired of worrying about how other people feel about the way I mourn the loss of my mother. So I'm just going to be myself. Those of you who know my story know that this is a great weight lifted, and I'm anxious to be able to enjoy that at some point. I'm not to the, full enjoyment period yet because there's a lot behind all of this. I didn't watch Derek's video about the death of my mother, his grandmother, and I don't think I will. I did watch the ones leading up to that. I am the one who asked him if he would let people know, so I didn't have to talk about it. Weird? I don't care if you think it's weird. And so you can go check that out. The link to his channel is always in the description box of my videos. And his channel is Derek Michaud. So you can get caught up there, especially if you're new to here. So I got up at 10, and my immediate panic was when I saw that it was 10, was like, oh my God, I got to do all, this. But no, I didn't have to do anything if I didn't want to. I could have gone back to sleep if I wanted to. I did wake up, probably every 1 or 2 hours, either just to roll over or because I was having some kind of a weird little dream or things like that. But for the most part, I did okay sleeping. And again, I still have the worry. The worry hasn't gone away. I feel like I have to be, doing stuff for my mother constantly. So that'll go away. But here's what I did yesterday. I have mentioned that I had a tooth down here in the back that's been bothering me. I was 100% sure, 99.9, let's give me a little leeway, that I was going to need a root canal. I figured the root was dying. It felt just like and feels just like how it was on this side of my mouth when I had to have a root canal, and then years later I had to have it yanked because the root canal wasn't, he didn't get all the root or whatever, and it was infected. It was infected for a very long time, and my dentist was just keeping track to see if the infection didn't get worse. It wasn't really bothering me. It just felt like really hollow, and I eventually had it pulled. I have a video about that. And then that's what was going on this side. So you know me, I hate to make calls, and I don't even bother like asking in Facebook groups who should I go to, because people, you know, just, they might have a good experience, I might not, or they recommend their uncle or their brother, you know. So I just picked Hernando Smiles, which is very close to my post office. So every time I go to the post office, I pass it. Post office is there, and then when I come back, I pass it. So I said, I don't know, it's a good name, Hernando Smiles. So I called them just to get a feel for them, and the woman I spoke to was awesome. And I made an appointment, and it wasn't expensive. She said it'll be, I think she said $117 for the consultation, because I knew I needed to see a dentist first before I could go to an endodontist. I had to have a referral. And so my appointment was yesterday, and I was able to go. Derek didn't have to come here. I made the appointment when my mother was still alive, so I had to work it around when Derek was free to come here. But all of a sudden, we were free to just do what we needed to do. So I went there, and I was immediately impressed just by walking in the door, and there were two women sitting, waiting for their turn. I thought when I called them, because of when I go by, there's usually a lot of cars, I figured there was maybe 2 dentists in there, or even 3. But when I walked in, it was just his name on the door, and I was like, how? But then I thought, well, some might be here just for a cleaning, and, you know, so they make it work. The woman at the window was awesome, and I sat down. I was very early, a half hour early, because I just went to the post office to drop off packages, and I just wanted to be there early. And I did Wordle. I'm finally into Wordle. I know I'm a little late with that. Absolutely love that, and I love that it's just 1 per day. I'm sure there's copycats that are probably more. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. But it gave me something to do while I was waiting. The TV was on, so I got to repeatedly see the Will Smith slap. And then it was my turn. And I went in, and the woman who was, I don't know what to call her, but she was there, and she, you know, was so nice and so fun. And I went knowing I was going to have an x-ray, not full on. We were just concerned about this tooth right now. And so she did my x-ray, and just by looking at it herself, she said, you have a big pocket where the bone is receding on that tooth, and it's loose. And I knew that because I'm always touching to see which one is the one that hurts, because it's hard. The pain radiates. And I can tell that that one has a little bit of a wiggle to it. She said, your roots look fine. And she said, you're going to need a periodontist. Am I saying that right? And she said, you can see that person and have a consultation to see if they can rebuild bone or whatever. And she, you know, she was going to be sending the dentist in also, but she was just telling me what she knew. And she said, or it might be a matter of just pulling that tooth, and then you have to go through having a bridge with a crown. So the two teeth that are going to hold that bridge are going to need to be filed down, have a crown, and all that. Now, I didn't opt for anything back here. It was the only space I had in my mouth, you know, and I can still chew on that side. But I don't know if I want to start having spaces on both sides, and then other teeth could go bad. So I think I will go with the option of having a bridge put in on that side. And if I like that, I might go ahead and have it done on this side, you know. And so then the dentist comes in, and he was just really nice. He had a sense of humor, and it is just the one. So I don't know. I don't know how he can do it all. Like I said, unless they're booking things, obviously, that are not too time consuming, and that he can just go, I'm sure if somebody has an hour appointment, he's not going to have other people there unless they're there for having their teeth cleaned or x-rays or whatever. I'm talking way too much. And so I got the info for the referral, and she said, they're closed now. She said, but if you can call tomorrow. If you don't feel like calling, call me. I'll call them for you. I was like, do you magically know how much I hate phone calls? Now, calling her would be easier because at least I know her a little bit now. But I told them, no, I will call, and I will call them today, and I need to just, get an idea of like what the starting price is. I don't want to invest money into a tooth and building bones, and what's the chances that that could go wrong? I think it's just better probably to have the tooth pulled, yeah. So what else? Oh yeah, so then I leave and I go up to the window, and at that point the dentist is going by, and as she's telling me the price, because I do know, and I have it on a little piece of paper, it was supposed to be $117. When I heard the price, it was something $32, and I thought she said $232, and I was like, that's a little higher than I was told. Now, something like that, it's not the money, but something like that would have been like a sore spot with me, because I was told $117, and I just don't like stuff like that. I like to know, and it's not, again, if they would have started with $232, I would have been like, okay, and good. So after the dentist stopped chatting with me for a little bit, I asked her, I said, how much was it? And she says, $32. I go, $32? And she goes, well, yes, because we had to do an x-ray. I'm like, no, I mean like $32. How can anyone go to a dentist and walk out paying only $32? I could not wrap my head around that. I mean, I still can't. And I'm like, you're telling me 32, not 132, not 232, because I said, I thought you said 232. And she's like, no, just $32. I was like, oh my God. I'm like, I'm telling my son he has to switch to this place. I still can't believe it. I was there for a while. She did an x-ray, and then the dentist came in and talked to me. In Maine, my dentist that I had for quite a while, if I go in for a cleaning, if he comes in, it's like an extra $80 for him to just come in, say hello, and go like this and leave. And when I caught on to that, I told them, I want just my cleaning. I don't want the dentist to come in and touch my neck. If he wants to come in and say hi, I don't want that to cost me $80-something. Crazy expensive in Maine. And so $32 for that. And I think I asked about cleaning prices, and I think she said $79. I know it wasn't over $100. And so that I just like that. I like that. I don't even worry about insurance at those prices. And insurances don't usually cover like everything, like if you have crowns or whatever. So I'm good with that. And it was a very pleasant experience, and I liked them. Can that all fall apart? Sure. And Derek even joked, he's like, yeah, you could go to the periodontist. I have to look that up. I'm absolutely sure I'm not saying that correctly. And he said they'll probably say, oh, you need a root canal, And I'll be like, wait a minute. But no, I can see that gap in the x-rays. I have the x-rays right here. Let's see here. And I have a big filling, but see this pointy tooth here? This one right here? See that space all on this side? That's bone loss. So, wasn't that interesting? Always something. So I guess that's about it. I wanted to just get started with recording again, and now I have. I hope you're glad. I'm in a pretty good mood. You can tell, can't you? It's amazing what an almost good night's sleep will do for you. and I will be having more time to do stuff. I was telling Derek yesterday, it is amazing to me how much time it took to do the things that I did for my mother. And it was like just constant. I mean, there would be times that I would just like finish her dishes, make her lunch, and then while she's eating, I get to do a little bit, but then I clean up and I do the dishes, and then I sit down, and then, I just start cutting, or I just start typing, and it's, Darlene, okay, I'm gonna have to use the paw, okay, do that. Yeah, it was just never a time where I could just sit down and just relax. Now, I do want you guys to remember that she was in a nursing home for 6.5 months before she went into hospice, and then we moved here. And I had experienced that time, but still with interruptions. I never knew when she was going to call, and I never knew when that call would completely ruin my day. So there was still a lot of anxiety involved, even though she was out of the house. So, yeah, and like I said, I'll talk more about all of that stuff on my other channel. Not sure when, but soon. All right, so go subscribe to that. If you haven't subscribed to this yet, do that. I have not dropped the ball on the crumb quilt, Crumb With Me. I will be going back to that. My sales are full on. I was able to have a sale during the weekend because I started on a Friday. You're thinking, I don't know, she'll live all week. I just didn't know. And so Saturday she died. I was able to shut the sale down as scheduled, so that didn't do anything different. And then Sunday, I was happy to have packages to do because it gave me something to get my mind off things. I didn't want to be at Derek's all day. So Saturday night after I left Derek's, I came here and did some work, knowing I was going to go sleep at his place that afternoon, that night. So that afternoon, kind of flew by. And, that it gave me something to look forward to, sleeping at Derek's. And and then I got the packages out yesterday on my way to the dentist. And I like that there's something, normal that I can do. So I'm very, very fortunate. It's not like if you work outside the home and, you go there and you can be sad, and then, I'm here in my apartment. If I want to stop doing what I'm doing, I can. If I need to take a ride or a walk, I can. So I'm very fortunate in that way. Again, go subscribe to my other channel, and I will be back with more soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.